Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Innocent and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused on fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. And we are so thrilled to be offering one of the first of its kind digital, virtual, and continuous learning environments, enabling parents and children to connect from all around the world. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our different social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions on all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of mental health and education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan: support, protect, and empower each child through youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. We recognize that in valuing our children's leadership potential, this also translates as recreating and co-creating environments, both socially and politically, that will enable our children to thrive. For those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Sunday, and we actually have a thought piece scheduled to drop this upcoming Sunday. So definitely be sure to meander over to the website and check out our online content. If it is the case that you are looking for a listening alternative, well, we're available on 10 podcast platforms for your listening leisure, and we provided you with access to the links in the description down below. Now, as is the convention, be sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you are aware of every time we post. And of course, if you like these conversations and you want to keep them going, like, comment, and share this segment. Let's get into it. Hello les meufs et les mecs. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And today our topic of discussion is mental wellness. And on the topic of discussion today, keeping it light and airy, we're going to be talking about how to stay aligned to your purpose. And I think that this is a great conversation. A lot of us just assume that some of us are born with passion and purpose and some of us are not, and that's absolutely not the case. I do believe that all of us are born with an innate purpose, and some of us are more attuned to it, more aligned to it than others for many different reasons, but all of us have an opportunity to get a sense to what our purpose is and then to strive towards attaining and achieving that purpose. But I mean, there's so many pitfalls. There's so many ways that we can go wrong, especially given the fact that to follow your purpose, you have to be comfortable with the idea of blazing your own path. You have to be okay with ignoring naysayers and ignoring the people who want to push you in a box that is not the box that your purpose is telling you to carve out for yourself, if a box at all. I mean, I probably shouldn't use that kind of analogy since I do not like the idea of people being pigeonholed in any box whatsoever, but I do believe that some of us need a little bit more guidance when it comes to getting a sense of what our purpose is or putting ourselves on the path towards attaining and achieving our purpose. And I'm here to do just that. I am an ambassador for purpose. I am a cheerleader for all of you who are striving towards achieving your purpose right now. And even for those of you who are trying to figure out what your purpose is, this is a journey well worth taking. And again, like sometimes it's deep within us. Sometimes we have to give ourselves the opportunity to gain access to new people, experiences, and situations before we become aware of what our purpose is. I can tell you it took the majority of my adult life to really drill down that, project purpose would be my purpose. I mean, I always knew that I wanted to build something that created an impact, that supported people, but I never really knew what it would look like or how it would manifest until it did. And it took a few years for it even to become more than just my brainchild, And I think that when it comes to work that you love, it is no longer work. When it comes to purpose, what it costs you is never a cost you're not okay with kind of paying upfront, right? Like, it's interesting because some of us, we sacrifice so much for things that we're not super passionate about, or we, compromise on things that we know aren't necessarily going to have a long-lasting impact even on ourselves. It's not necessarily the mark that we want to leave on the world. So here is like my way of giving yourself the opportunity to getting close to your purpose, to aligning your energy, your time to your purpose, so that you can live a life that is filled with meaning defined, described your own way. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump right into it. And the first one is super important, especially for those of you who are still trying to figure out like what your purpose is, discovery. And discovery is such a crucial component to unearthing what your purpose is. And discovery gives you an opportunity to self-discover. And I think that there's so much that we lose out on when we're not open to new situations, to new opportunities, to new experiences, to new people, to new cultures. Fill in the blank. When you give yourself the opportunity to discover differently from what you know, regardless of how that translates, you learn something about yourself. There is something that is reflected from within you into the thing that you're learning about the world around you that brings you closer to your sense of inner alignment and to your own personal sense of calling. And I believe this to be true. I own this completely in my career, in my professional life, in my personal life. A lot of how I got closer to my sense of purpose was giving myself the opportunity to be in environments that I wouldn't naturally gravitate towards, to have conversations with people that I wouldn't automatically, know that I could have a really cool, fun, engaging conversation with. Just being open to new opportunities, not having a closed mind, not already having the narrative and the scripts in place for how things are going to go, giving everyone the benefit of the doubt that, this could go differently from how my mind is predicting it to go, especially since a lot of the way that we predict is based on past experience and principle of induction. It's a logical error. The past is not an indicator of future events. So discovery is so important, if not only for the opportunity it gives you to learn more about yourself as you see the way that you engage and you behave in new settings and situations. Now, the second thing that I think is really important when it comes to aligning yourself to your purpose is time management. Time management is so crucial because a lot of us don't necessarily have the luxury of being all in by way of investing our time and energy into our purpose. So we have to make sure that the things that do take our time, where our time is needed, where energy is required, that we are still always being conscientious of the time that we need to carve and put aside towards our purpose. Always having some of our energy, whether that's daily, weekly, monthly, going towards that personal sense of inner alignment, putting that purpose into action, bringing that purpose to life. We're not gonna hold it off. We're not gonna put it on the back burner. We're not gonna wait for the perfect timing. We're going to carve periods of our day, periods of our life towards that purpose, even when the timing isn't right. Even if it's just a couple of scribbles, even if it's writing doodles, you're just going to put time aside on a cyclical basis. So like for me, it's very easy to give yourself, 15 minutes a day to write a couple of lines and then make that expand into maybe an hour a day to take those couple of lines, build it into a website. Give yourself the opportunity to progress and carve out your time, carve out your energy the way that you need to, so that you're still giving your time and energy to the things that are a priority to you, but not at the expense of what your calling is and what is really the underlying basis of your purpose and what needs your time and attention so that your purpose can come to fruition in the future. And I think that the future is like the present. Much of the present should be fueled towards the future. Much of what we do in this present moment should be with what we envision our futures to be. Trap that we fall into when we think about the future, but nothing that we're doing right now is in alignment to the future that we carry, that we value, that we long for. Whatever future vision that you have, make sure you're carving time presently to attain that future goal. Please and thank you. Don't let it be so far removed from your reality that you feel like it's a waste of time to put anything together to help you towards that future state. And lastly, but definitely not least, boundaries. Boundaries are super important, especially when it comes to your purpose. There are certain things you share at certain times when it's ready, right? Sometimes the things that you know mean the most to you need to be the best kept secret until it's ready to be shared with the world around you. I mean, Project Purpose was a blueprint. It was a couple of pages in a report before it was a website, before it was e-modules, before it was conversations on YouTube. The progress has been slow, has been measured, has been methodical, well thought out, well planned out. Even like my presence and how it's evolved in different social media platforms has taken time, energy, and deep consideration. Every move has been made with lots of intention and with lots of care, because this is my purpose. This isn't just something that I want to do for the time being and then, I'm gonna pick something else down the road. It's not a hobby. This is my vocation. I do believe that part of my life is always going to be dedicated towards this endeavor, but it also meant that I needed to protect the brainchild when it was still too small to be talked about or too small to be discussed, when it could have easily been kind of swiped by someone else and like expanded in a different way from how I would personally have wanted to expand it. And I think that it's so important that we protect our ideas, we protect the things that mean the most to us, and we give it time to incubate, we give it time to grow, to gestate before we expose it to the world around us. We give ourselves an opportunity to get to know the idea, to fully flesh out the idea, to fully carve out the different ways that we see that idea expanding, build ourselves a plan, see that we're actually building towards that plan, seeing that like the vision is actually manifesting itself in reality in such a way when we're ready to share it, it's concrete, it's there to make proof of its existence beyond our words and our personal passion. And so this is a quick video, but I think that these are really very crucial, very important steps that have helped me stay aligned to my purpose, have helped me make sure that my energy is always in alignment with areas that stimulate me intellectually, that drive my curiosity, that make me feel like my life is filled with meaning, where I am fulfilled, where even though there are challenges, there are struggles, there are hardships, I know that everywhere that my energy goes is for the right reasons. It's places that I'll never regret putting my energy in. And that sense of assuredness is just completely irreplaceable. It's priceless. Just knowing that regardless of what challenges come up, and again, like when you're pursuing your purpose, don't expect it to be smooth sailing. There's going to be definitely so many challenges that come up, but you're happy to face them because you are so solid, so sure that this is your vocation, and you're becoming the person that is going to carry this dream, this vision into life. And you have to own that process. You have to trust the process. You have to allow yourself to evolve, to become what your calling is making of you, right? And I think that it gives you the opportunity to meet so many beautiful people, to see so many versions of yourself that you don't know exist, untap so much talent, tap into so much inner potential that you didn't know that you realized if you just let go, trust the process, and stay aligned to your calling. In any case, that is it for today, but definitely not all. Now, before letting you go, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that we will be going live at least twice a month, every month for the foreseeable future on our Facebook page. So definitely be sure to join in on those discussions. Now, these events are paid events, so if you do see yourself participating in our community on an ongoing basis, basis, then I do suggest that you take a look at one of our package plans. Now, these package plans give you unlimited access to our live events, as well as access to workshops and webinars over and above those live events, largely focused on self-mastery. Now, if you are worried about pricing, please do not worry about pricing. We have just incorporated a new payment solution, Afterpay, to make payments in 4 installments over a period of 6 weeks, rendering all of our programming more accessible to you. So we're very thrilled, very excited at having the opportunity to offer this, having seen the growth and the development and the evolution of our community, and knowing that you are participating in it. So definitely be sure to engage with this video, subscribe to all of our social media channels, and we look forward to chatting with all of you very soon. We'll talk to you later.